So this video is all about strings. Strings in computer science. It's just a bunch of characters put together. And there is a string class. We've been using it all along. And there are methods inside of the string class that have several built-in features that I want to talk about. The first method is dot length. And dot length returns a number of characters in a string. So for example, if I have a string, Mr. G, it would return 1, 2, 3. It just counts all the things in. There's a space here, 4, 5. There are 5 characters in this string, so name.length is equal to 5 because there are 5 characters in the string. Next we have a trim method, and it just trims all the spaces from the beginning and the end. It's quite simple. So if I have a string called remove spaces and there's spaces before and after, if I do remove spaces dot trim, well, that's going to equal just the spaces, the word spaces without the spaces before and after. Next is substring, and a substring is a continuous sequence of characters within a string. For instance, the best of is a substring of it was the best of times, because the best of is inside of, it's basically a string within a string, and you can kind of see it below here. Substring is the entire string, but string is a substring of substring. Now we have two substring methods. The first has one parameter. So if I do dot substring I, it returns from the ith character to the end of the string. So for example, if I have a string fruit and it's strawberry, if I return fruit dot substring starting at 2, well, it starts at spot 2. Now in computer science you have to remember we start counting at 0, so S is actually at the 0 position, and the second position, or position 2, is the letter R. So we're going to go start at R and go to the end. What we're going to get is rawberry. And if I do a substring starting at 5, well, 5 is where the B is, and I'm just going to get berry. Now we have one with 2 parameters, a substring with 2 parameters. This goes from I to actually position k minus 1. We'll see why k minus 1 in just a second here. So we have the same string as before, strawberry, and I did a substring from 2 to 5. It goes from 2 and then it goes to 5 minus 1. So it actually ends at 4. It starts at 2 and ends 1 less than 5, which is 4. So this is going to return raw. And from 6 to 10, this is why we need to go 1 less, is because we have to account for the last character there. So if I go from 6 to 10, 10 is non-existing, but it subtracts 1 and goes here, so I'd get airy. Next is index of, and it finds the first index of a certain string inside of another string. So for example, if I have April 3rd, 2002 at 2:53 p.m. and I want to find an index of 2002. Well, it looks through there, and the first time 2002 appears in a row, it says, hey, it starts at position 9. So it returns 9. That's where it belongs. And then if I have index of 3, well, look, there are 2 3s here. But it just finds the first one. It finds the first one here at position number 6, so that would return 6. And if something does not exist, if I'm looking for Sophia in this, well, that's just going to return -1. Now there's another one that actually has 2 indexes. So if I'm choosing index of 2, but this is a starting point, so I want to start at 13. Look how many 2's there are. There's 1, 2, there's 3 2's. So if I just use index of 2, it's going to find the first one. But I'm saying start at number 13 here, so it's going to go ahead, it's going to find this 2 here. Okay, next is compare to, and this compares two strings lexicographically, which is basically alphabetically, with some small changes that you don't really have to worry about. And basically, if I'm comparing two strings, S1 and S2, and we'll see this in a second, if S1 comes before S2 in the dictionary, then it's going to give a negative number. If S1 comes after S2 in the dictionary, or S1 is greater than S2 alphabetically, it's going to return a positive number. And if these two are the same exact string, it's going to return 0. So let's take a look at this here. So S1 compared to S2. S1 is apple, S2 is banana. If I'm comparing apple to banana, apple comes before banana in the dictionary, so that's going to it's a negative number. So apple's less than banana, so it's going to be a negative number. In the second example, pear comes after banana in the dictionary. So pear comes after banana, and that's going to give some sort of positive number. We're not sure exactly what it's going to be, but it's going to be a positive number. And S1 and S4 are the exact same string, so if I compare those, it returns 0 because it's saying, same thing. So there are more methods to the string class, but that's all we need to know for this class. If you want to look up others, just go on to Google and look up Java string class, and you'll see all of the methods that you can use for the string class.